Hello everyone, thank you for joining me for my currently inked for February 2026. I have 12 pens inked up, quite a bit of pens inked up again. I just kind of fill up this case and see where it goes. I did get a bit of a late start with February. I continue to use the ones from January for about half of the month. So I've only used these for about a couple of weeks, but I'm just going to go through it and give you my impressions of each of these pens. So let's get started. The first pen up is a Leonardo Momento Zero. This is a Pura. It's a demonstrator. This is the orange flame. I also have a blue flame as well. This is, let me zoom in a little bit. Leonardo. Some Momento Zero Grande. Pura. Very nice writing pen. I really enjoyed writing with this for the entire month. This is an extra fine. This is a steel nib. My blue one has a 14 karat gold nib. Of course, there's a firm nib. Doesn't really do very much in reverse. This is the Pura. It's a piston filler. And there's a, looks like it's an ebonite feed. But very nice pen. Just a nib. Just your basic Leonardo. It does leak a little bit in the cap. That's really my only criticism of this pen, is that it leaks in the cap. Next up is the Pilot Fermo. And this is a capless, but it uses a twist knob instead of the clicky. So we have Pilot Fermo, and I'm using my usual Mulberry paper. This is gray or silver, and this is a medium 18 karat gold nib. A little bounce to it. It's okay in reverse. This is inked with Pilot Nimiki Black, just a cartridge, and the Leonardo was inked with Leonardo Blue. So there's the Fermo. I think it's pretty much the same inside as the vanishing points. Just the twist mechanism is different. There's a little 18 karat gold nib. Nice Fermos. These are a little bit longer than the vanishing points, but I did a review on my capless pens a while back, so if you want to check that out, feel free. Next up, we have a new purchase. I have a couple of new purchases in here, 3 new purchases. This is the Graf von Faber Castell Tamitio. It's in gray. Bought this a couple of weeks ago. I keep wanting to twist the cap off. This is actually a pop. So there's the nib. It's a steel nib. Fairly expensive pen for a steel nib. And the body is metal as well. It looks like it's resin, but it is actually metal. There's the top finial. This is Graf von Faber Castell with their crest. The clip is a spring. Very nice pen. I really enjoyed this pen this month. Tamitio. It's extra fine. Steel. It's a nail, but very nice. Doesn't do anything in reverse. And it's inked with Sailor Zare Gokoro, which I thought was a good match. I was going to put some Palette Iroshizuku fuyo syogun to match up the body a little bit better, but I decided to go with the Sailor. So that's the Graf on Faber Castell. Next up is another new purchase. This is a pen that I've been wanting for a while. Not this particular color, but the model. It's a Sailor King of Pen. I got this earlier in the month. And this model is, or the colorway is the Pillow Book, which I'm not familiar with. And the actual color is Spring Sky. But it's a Pillow Book series. I'm not really sure what that is. So this is a medium. It's a fairly thick medium, more thicker than I was expecting for a Sailor. But it's nice. Pillow Book. And what did I say? Spring Sky. It's a 21 karat medium. It hasn't been doing that, so it's just showing off for the video. It never once hard started or did anything crazy for the month. It may be empty. Maybe on fumes. But it's inked with Monteverde Mulberry Noir. I found this ink to be a little wet for this pen. I think I want something a little bit drier in here to go with that generous 21 karat nib. But very nice pen. This was one of my Grail pens. So next, up is the Maiora. This is a Impronte. This is a Truphae exclusive, and I talked quite a bit how much I'm not a fan of crushed ice. This is actually my second of 2 crushed ice pens, along with the LeBouf Pilgrim that I showed last month. But like the LeBouf, this one is also an excellent writer. This is the Maiora. This is a Truphae. And again, this was when I was getting the Truphae box. And this is 99 out of 250. And this is a fine steel. Again, another very firm, I'm assuming Yovo nib. Nice in reverse. And this is inked with Private Reserve Cadillac green, which looks exactly like, I think, their Sherwood green. But really enjoyed this pen. It does have a blind cap. It is made in Italy. I don't want to fool with the cap too much. I mean the clip too much, because I had another Impronte where the clip just popped off. So I'm a little hesitant to fiddle with the clips too much on the Impronte. Next is a new purchase from last month. Very interesting pen. This pen needs its own review. There are a couple of reviews on YouTube of this pen, but I need to do a thorough review of this pen. For the most part, I've enjoyed it. It's a little quirky. It is a retractable, and you can check out the number of times it takes me to. And I knew all of this when I bought it. I'm not one that's really picky about turns, but it's a lot of turns. And it's using this little system here. And to get to the converter, you have to pull. And there's a converter, and there's a whole system to get it out and everything. And I'll show that in my review. Or you can, if you're interested, you can check out some of the existing reviews. My one main complaint is that, I don't know if you can see it, but there's a little bit of an air gap. So this pen does on occasion dry out. And when I first got it, I had more issues with it drying out than I do now. I had diamond teal in it, which is really dark, a little bit too dark for what I wanted in this. So I added Waterman inspired blue. And since I added the Waterman, it has been behaving quite a bit better. The nib did, I don't know if it had baby's bottom, but it was doing a lot of skipping, so I had to do quite a bit of work on it to get it to where it is now, but I'm enjoying it now. It's just a very quirky pen, but beautiful. I love this color. So let's get to the writing sample before it dries out. So this is Stipula, DaVinci, and the colorway is Endless Dusk. And this is a fine 14 karat. And it's inked with, as I said, a combination of diamond teal and Waterman inspired blue. I'm hoping I was in frame for the Sailor King of Pens. For some reason, I'm thinking I may not have been. This is a limited edition. It is number 5 of 18, but they have different colors, so. And I do see that they're available. Kind of a pricey pen, but I'll talk about that in my review. But I'm really liking it. Now let me do my, it does have, the nib is pretty springy, but it railroads if you push it, unfortunately. See, although it does spring, it really doesn't, it doesn't really like it. Reverse, nice and reverse. It's more, it feels like to me more of a medium, but in reverse it's kind of a fine. Very happy to have that. A little frustrating, but happy to have it all the same. Next is my first Leonardo. This is just a plain old Momento Zero, and it's in blue Positano. Beautiful rose gold nib. This was a very frustrating purchase because I bought it in a stub nib, and I could not get the stub to work. To save my life, I did everything, and it just was so unpleasant. So I was able to find a extra fine on Gold Spot. So it is much better, much more to my liking. Leonardo Momento Zero. Blue Positano. Extra fine steel. Another nail, but just so much better than the stub to write with. So that's the Leonardo Momento Zero. And this is ink with Taccia Sabi Midori. One of my favorite inks. Next, It's a pen I've showed a couple of times on this channel. This is a Maiora Liberta, and the colorway is Pulsar. This is an ebonite pen. It's a piston filler with an ink window. This is a 1 of 1, so it's very limited. Bought this at the Atlas, one of their last chance sales, so I got a good deal on this. Maiora. I really like ebonite pens. It's 1 of 1. And this is of course a fine 14 karat. Does have a little spring to it, but not really much. It's not designed to be a flex pen. This is inked with Taccia Umi Murasaki. So up close again. I think back here it says 1 of 1 somewhere. There's the nib. Just a lovely pen to write with. Not the prettiest color in my collection, but I think it's unique and I really like it. And it just writes flawlessly. I never have any issues with this hard starting or leaking or any issue with that pen at all. So my last 4, I'll try to stay in frame this time. Hopefully I was last time. Switch to my left hand. Next is I've showed this before as well. It's a Cypress. This is the Cypress Scepter, and it's an owl motif. There's an owl here on the clip, and another owl down here. I still don't know what this material is, and this material, this metal here, with some wood, stabilized wood, I'm assuming. It's a steel yobo nib with a owl on it, engraved on it, or stamped, I'm not sure which. It's a cartridge converter. It does post, but you know, it doesn't seem like it's really designed to post because it will pop off. But when you look at this infinial here, you just assume that it's for posting. It does, you know, it does okay, but it's not really firm. But in the hand, it's long enough anyway, for me at least. So we have the Cypress. Scepter, owl. This is a fine steel, and it is inked with diamond ink vent. What is this? Dusted truffle. And there's no issues with the dusted truffle. Is a shimmer ink. No issues with it, but I think the dusted truffle will look better in a broader nib pen. I mean, there was no issues with this pen functioning for the month. Had no issues, but the shimmer doesn't show up as much as I would like. Usually this pen is inked with diamond ancient copper, which I think is a little bit better for match. But that's the Scepter. Really like that pen. I do have a weakness for wood pens. Last 3. This is a Majohn P138. This is one of my favorite Majohn models. The clip is pretty much non-functional. I mean, you could slide something. I guess you could slide a shirt pocket, but this is super tight. This is a piston filler. No ink window. This is a copy of one of the Mont Blancs. So So this is Majohn. P138. This is extra fine. I do have a fine as well. And I think they're both inked with Diamond Ancient Copper. So in reverse, but a nice, it's springy, but no line weight variation. That's the Majohn P138. Just a wonderful pen. No issues, no hard starting, none of that. Just works all the time. It's a metal pen. Not too weighty though. Supposed. I think it does. I think it screws on. I rarely post my pens. It's only a certain pen that I'll post. But it does, and it lines up if you care about that sort of thing. I'll show you how long it is posted. Nice. So that's the P138. Next is another Maiora. Oh no, not a Maiora. This is a Gioia. And this is a Partenope. It's a Liberty model. There's a Statue of Liberty. This is another limited edition. This is 26 out of 138. Kind of a girthy pen. So Gioia. And this is a medium. It's a steel nib. It's a bouncy nib. There's a lot of bounce for a steel nib. I did have some issues when I first got this. It just did not want to write. I've had this for a few years. But I think I've gotten it. To write pretty well now. It's kind of a blocky text. It reminds me a little bit of the Stipula. But this is inked with Polyroshizuku Fuyo Syogun. And this was a good match. I used to have a shimmer ink in here. It was Diamond Enchanted Oceans, and it would get the clumps of dried ink all over the nib. So I guess this isn't like shimmer ink, but it worked pretty well with the Fuyo Syogun, which is a kind of a dry ink, but it worked pretty well in this. So the nib says Gioia medium. It's a nice medium. Last pen is a vintage pen. It says the Waterman's LeMan 100. It's a pretty wet pen. This is a medium, 18 karat. A little bouncy, not super bouncy. And in reverse, a little scratchy, but so-so. And this is inked with Waterman. I have Serenity Blue, but it's actually Mysterious Blue. And I have a old school Waterman converter in here. This is a nice vintagey Waterman. The prices on these are kind of high right now, but I don't think they're super rare or super limited. You can still get these. It's just a basic pen that looks very much like their current Expert to a sense. So I think the Expert has a bit of a chamfer on it, on the finial. But this is in pretty good shape. A few scuffs here and there, but one of my favorite vintage pens. So I'm going to go back through. Actually, just in case you didn't see my Sailor King of pen, because I have no way of knowing if you saw me right with it. I'm thinking I may have been out of frame, so I'm going to do it just in case. King of pen, Stipula book. Spring Sky. Medium 21 karat. Monteverde. Kind of a noisy nib. Springy. So that's that. My favorites. None of these really disappointed me at all. My favorites, I have to say, number one is this Graf von Faber Castell. Just a perfect pen for me. I don't think this pen is for everybody because of the section. And it's expensive for a steel pen, but this is excellent pen. Very, very happy with that. The Pura. And I think I wrote most with this Stipula. It's been a love-hate. I would say love and a little bit of frustration, but I really, really enjoy writing with this pen. So these are probably my top three, but absolutely no complaints with any of these. I'm going to probably keep writing with these for as long as the ink holds out. So I'm a little behind, about a couple of weeks behind, but I'm going to keep writing with these for a little bit before I switch over to my March. But that's all I have for the month. Hope everyone's doing well. If you have any questions about any of these pens, feel free to email me or leave a comment below, and I will check you later. Thanks for watching. So while I was editing, I realized that I forgot to show you the inks up close. So the Leonardo Momento Zero Grande Pura is inked with Leonardo Blue. See that? Palette Fermo inked with Palette Namiki Black cartridge. Nice deep black. The Graf von Faber Castell Tamitio inked with Sailor Zare Gokoro. The Sailor King of Pen inked with Monteverde Mulberry Noir. The Maiora Impronte Truphae Limited Edition inked with Private Reserve Cadillac Green. A nice deep green with some red sheen. Stipula DaVinci inked with Diamond Teal and Waterman Inspired Blue. The Leonardo Momento Zero Blue Positano inked with Taccia Sabi Midori. Beautiful ink. The Maiora Liberta Pulsar inked with Taccia Ume Murasaki. Last four here, we have the Cypress Scepter 07 Owl inked with Diamond Ink Bit Dusted Truffle. I think the shimmer is showing there. Oh no. The Majohn P138 inked with Diamond Ancient Copper. Good match there. The Gioia Partenope Liberty inked with Poly Roshizuku Fuyo Syogun. Good match. And the Waterman Waterman's LeMan 100, inked with Waterman. That's Serenity Blue with Mysterious Blue.